Start off with the traditional average that you're probably used to, where you add everything up and divide it by the number. It's then kind of just a tweak or a modification of that.
It's almost ever so slightly weighting it with some prior guess, in a way. That guess is the opinion of the core panel that we're able to build in as an initial starting position for the arithmetic mean to then it would then drift as more votes are collected, and it would drift towards the total panel's opinion over time.
So if we know that the core panelists gave a game an average rating of 3 or whatever, that they only represent, say, half of the overall panel. So we can use that and say, well, okay, if absolutely everyone on the panel voted on this, then it would probably end up with about 3.
Yeah.
If half of the non-core panel have voted and they're coming in at 4 or 5, then we know that the core panel would fill in the blanks kind of for the remaining quarter and bring it down a little bit.
And we're able to tailor it title by title so that we can make sure that we're sensitive enough to the high versus low profile title.
To join the council is to carry the coin, a binding seal and badge of office granted only to these anointed few. Forged with metals from forbidden depths and shaped by forgotten craft, each coin is etched with potent sigils of play. Icons of PC gaming, the runes of ancient ludic gods that definitely exist for real. The Rook, bastion of strategy and tactical prowess. The pierced target, accuracy and precision, honed with skill. The Hammer, building, crafting, cutting stones and raising walls of simulated cities and survival fortresses. The Winged Heel, upward and forward, the joy of motion and speed, the spirit of bunny hopping. The many sides of fate and their many roles to play. The clasp,
Sup, chat?
fellowship in cooperation and competition. Campfire, the sharing of stories and gazing into the glow. And at their center, the eye of the council.
So we are getting
Stark, yet unclouded.
a brand new trailer
The vision
for
of
Penny's Big
greater
Breakaway
truths
at this event.
glimpsed through
So,
play, and the wisdom.
and that's one of my most
to
anticipated
recognize
games
them.
of next year. Aside from, you know, Prince of
The
Persia
coins are
and
more than a token.
GTA.
For their delightful weight in the hand. They are a symbol. of
those are the people that made
careless
Sonic Mania, chat. I know you guys love
marker
the
of
Sonic.
dedication, devotion, and dire consequence. None but the coin's keepers hold
Someone in
the
chat said
power to
GTA
choose
6.
the most
Yeah, as if that's getting
wanted.
revealed here.
PC gaming show Most Wanted will begin shortly. Stand by for trailers and announcements in our countdown of the hottest PC games on the horizon.
Beats, come on. The Mania devs are revealing their trailer here. Come on, there's gonna be some good shit. What's up, JXP?
PC gaming show Most
Someone
Wanted.
said not
will
everyone here
begin
loves
shortly.
Sonic. Well, I mean, you guys don't be speaking up though. I always be hearing the people that love Sonic. The people that don't love Sonic, they're quiet. I do these polls like once a year on my community tab. I go, how many of you came from my Sonic channel? And there's always like 90+%. Ring gang, hey, ring gang, hey, hey, ring gang. Stroll Hug, thank you for becoming a member of the Rem Gang Elite. Welcome to the squad.
Hello and welcome to the PC
Hello,
Gaming
Frankie.
Show Most Wanted, powered by Intel. I'm your host, Frankie Ward, streaming to you from the Churchill War Rooms.
How's the
London's
volume
underground
levels?
government command bunker built back in World War II. But why the fortified venue? Well, today we are doing the world's most dangerous work.
The guy who's
Putting
making an
numbers
original
on
IP
video
based on
games.
his Sonic
Maybe you've
GT
noticed
fanfare
there
is an
are a
original
lot
game now.
of video
It's
games
Roland
lately.
Roscoe.
That's why over the next hour and a half,
He's
of
giving
previews
all
and
of us who are
exclusive
patrons
reveals,
over 25
we'll
a
be
free
counting
copy of
down
the
the
game.
definitive ranking of unreleased PC games as selected by the
Roland
Council,
Roscoe.
PC Gamer's own hand-picked panel of more than 70 industry experts. We've
see.
tasked legendary game developers, accessibility experts, game critics, and
they got a
content
Steam page
creators
yet?
for
Like,
choosing which
a
games
link
of
or
tomorrow
something?
deserve your attention today. We tallied up those votes to build the most wanted.
'Cause that would be a
The
good
top
game to
25
try out on my
upcoming
Steam Deck
PC games
OLED.
chosen by the finest minds in video games. But we didn't stop there. We traveled around the world to meet with developers.
discovered
in
my
their
non-Sonic
studios,
channel first before
gathering
I saw your
first-hand
Sonic
info
one.
from the minds behind
I mean,
the
that's what's
games
up.
we want
I always be
most.
wondering how many people
We'll be
discover me
airing
from
those
here
interviews
first.
throughout
It's
the
usually
show.
not that many.
And that's not all.
Especially
This
since now I've
entire
stopped
show is
plugging
a
this
showcase of
channel
games we
on the
think
Sonic
we'll be
channel.
talking about in
So
the
now
near
this
future.
channel's not growing anymore.
We'll also highlight games on the PC Gaming Show wishlist, bringing you even more reveals and new trailers. Let's kick things off with the number 25 game on
I
the
can
most
send you the
wanted
demo
list.
if you promise me
Still
you'll share it.
ranks the deep.
I won't leak the demo,
I mean,
come on. I wouldn't do
what
that.
better setting for our first
I'm
game
guessing
than
I'm not allowed to
relaxing
make a
oil
video
rig
on
off
it
the
then?
Scottish coast haunted by an otherworldly monster. This psychological horror game features 0 weapons, but I'm sure the protagonist will be totally fine. From the Chinese room, the studio behind
Did you
Dear
miss
Esther
anything?
and
No, it's
Amnesia
pretty much
and
just
She's a
started,
Pig,
so
this is
it
one
should
of
be
only
fine.
2 horror games in our countdown.
One of only 2 horror games, okay. So it's not going to be a horror fest.
Number 25. Still wakes the deep.
Hey there, PC Gaming Show. My name's Jason Graves, and I'm super excited
Let your
to be able
non-Sonic
to
one
officially
stand out, make
announce
this channel
that
about
I'm the
you
music
instead.
composer for Chinese Room.
I mean,
Still
when
Wakes
you say
the
about
Deep.
me, I mean like aside from
Chinese
just
Room
playing
has
other
a
games or
history
what,
of
like
incredible music
vlogs
in
and
their
shit.
games, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I don't really know
to
what I
be
would
a part
vlog
of it.
about or like
We knew
or
very
what else I
quickly
would
that we
do.
wanted to work with Jason because we're not only doing scary.
It's just for patrons, but I want to
music,
try.
We're not only trying to scare the
I mean, I'll
players,
take a
our
look,
emotions. We're also
you
trying
know?
to evoke. So we needed someone who could
Another excuse to try out
walk that very fine
you know,
line
on
that
the
we're
Steam
trying
Deck
to
OLED,
achieve.
see if it
Yeah.
runs.
I can be scary all day, and that's fun. But what really makes it fun,
Imagine
I think,
Spider-Man
is
2
that
as a port is in the
combination
stream.
of
I think they're gonna wait at least a couple
scary.
years.
Because
If
one
we're
sort of
lucky,
feeds
1
the
year,
other.
but I feel like they'll
The
make us wait
setting of
2.
The rig in the middle of the ocean felt like the score needed to be sort of.
I think when the
smaller
PS4, sorry, the
and
PS5
dialed in.
Pro
We
drops is
sort of
probably when we
split the
could
sounds of the score
get
in
Spider-Man
half,
2 on
and one
PC.
half of the
Because they'll make a
score, we've got live
PS5 Pro
strings
update
and
for
live
Spider-Man 2,
woodwinds. You
and that'll
can't
probably
replace
have some
live
kind of
players.
similarity
The
to the
players are
PC port.
fantastic.
So if
And
we're
it's
lucky,
about the emotion
it
and
could
the
be a year from now.
humanity.
If we're
The other
unlucky,
half of
then
the
2
score
years.
is a synthesizer and an actual sound.
What's the best
sculpture
place to send
built
it? An email?
specifically for the
Just
score.
send it to
I've got a friend who
PREMulous
literally is a metal
@gmail.com.
artist, and he ended up creating a sculpture which he affectionately named the Rig. Every surface of it.
Discover this
is
channel
tapped,
through the Sonic
bowed,
channel, but you chose to subscribe because you
scraped,
enjoy
or rubbed,
the content
and it makes
here.
all these
You haven't
different
been playing much
sounds,
Sonic
and
recently?
they are about as
Oh yeah, I barely
non-human
play Sonic.
and
Like, I used to play it a lot, but nowadays I don't play it much.
non-emotionally tender
Because,
or
like,
sensitive as you can get. It's the opposite.
When
end
you
of
know
the
they're not
spectrum.
gonna
It's
make
a
goated
emotionally
shit
complex
often,
game,
you have to
and
kind of
I
like
think the
ration your
music is able
favorites.
to
Don't
reflect
overplay
this
them.
with
You know, I got the Lenovo
the-
Legion Go handheld, and I
several
tried Sonic Heroes on that because I had to
different
test it. It's a
families
new
of
handheld.
And this game, I think, is going to
And
be.
I have to be frank, that was the
another
greatest
fantastic
experience
entry
of
in
my
the
life
Chinese
in
room
terms
catalog.
of gaming. I mean, it's a 1600p panel, but it's an 8.8-inch screen, so it's super sharp. It's sharper than like a 4K monitor. That's technically higher
Our list
res.
of most wanted games on
but
PC
it's a
was voted
bigger
for by
monitor.
a hand-picked panel of more than 70
And
industry
just seeing the
experts
game
who
looking
inducted
that
into a
sharp
not
with
so
that
secret
vibrant
society
screen, it's like
called
it's unlike
the
anything I've
Council.
ever seen. It would be like if
Council.
the Switch OLED had a
Who's
port of
I?
Heroes.
Miss Mika.
Like it was just so
Bane of
vibrant.
Melania. I am a member of the council.
My name is Marina Hallikainen. I'm from Colossal Order.
My name is Chris Barassa. I'm the creative director at Red Hook Studios. I'm here to reveal that
The show
in
is
addition to
louder
being
than me.
Sunburnt, I'm a member of the council.
I voted
Okay,
strongly
every
for
time
Tiny
I do it.
Blade and Dragon's Dogma 2.
Hey, I'm Jessica Klein from Blackbird Interactive, and I'm one of the voters who helped select the games in the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted.
Hello.
This channel
My name
already
is
does
Esme.
exactly that. Playing
I'm
all
a
the
member
games,
of the
people still
council.
bring up Sonic.
And who is
endlessly.
on this mysterious?
Yeah, because when I started the channel, I
Which
kept
could be
promoting it on
anyone.
the Sonic channel, so I attracted a lot of people
Even
that
Sid Meier.
really just wanted to talk about
Illuminati
Sonic.
style cloak to prove it.
You know, in a desperate attempt to get some subscribers. I should have just let it stand on its own. Just never plugged
Number
it.
24, Sword of the Sea. Games have a special capacity for movement, for empowering us to move in ways that are graceful or athletic or
Look at this.
physically impossible. In this game's case, you're hoverboarding across magical, otherworldly terrain.
Hoverboarding.
And if anyone can turn gliding on a magic sword into an experience of meditative wonder, it's the visual and musical artists behind Abzu and Journey.
Sword of the Sea.
Dwarf Fortress is a PC classic, famous as a
I'm gonna
factory
take a look
of
at that.
unforgettable stories. After releasing way back in 2006, Dwarf Fortress finally migrated to Steam 1 year ago. Soon, the masterpiece of sandbox simulation is expanding
to take a
even
look at that,
further
actually.
with a revival of its celebrated roguelike game mode.
I might add that to my
Fresh from the
Steam wish
mountain
list.
homes, here's
Hold
an
on.
exclusive first look at the return of Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode.
Hi, this is Karn and Zach, the creators of Dwarf Fortress.
See, you already found something we want to play.
Dwarf Vukar working on an artifact, and he's made Kasha Zunal a gold ring for his family. But now I'm going to retire this fort because I want to hold this ring in my own hand. I can make a character in
Even if I
adventure
didn't plug
mode,
on the
anyone I
Sunshine, you
want
probably
in the
would have
whole
found it
party.
at some point regardless.
Let's take this one.
I don't know.
We can explore sites.
Because, I mean,
fight
I've
monsters,
completely taken it
join
off
faction,
now. I mean, it's
or
still on the
walk through
links
an old
of
fortress to
descriptions
steal our
and
ring.
of old videos and, like, end cards and
Arrive
shit.
with my hippo friend.
But, like, I removed all of the
Can we
mentions on the
log
channel page and from all my
down
new
into the
uploads.
darkness?
If I had
There's a
never put it
workshop.
there in the first place, you'd
Let's grab
literally
the
just
ring.
have to get lucky and see it in your recommended or something.
There's a huge map to explore. Adventure mode is a great way to experience the world of Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress's Adventure Mode will venture forth in the second quarter of 2024.
You've been a Sonic fan since 2014,
Next up
and
in our
2020
countdown,
became
we've
more
got
of a
another
Spider-Man fan.
great-looking independent game.
2020 is when Miles Morales
Polish
came
town
out, right?
in the 1990s. Holston blends throwback pixel art, modern dynamic lighting, and mixed camera perspectives that caught the eye of our judges.
Number 23, Holston.
Thoughts on Stranger Things? Man, everyone's been going on about that Netflix series. I need to watch it. I haven't watched it. Apparently the last season is coming out, so I might have to watch it just to see what the fuss is about.
Na terenie należy zachować zasady bezpieczeństwa i higieny pracy.
Is this pixel or 3D graphics? Oh, I think it's pixel made to look like 3D. You know, like that SNES. Actually, wait, no. Actually, no, it's 3D. It's non-binary graphics. It identifies as neither. It's fluid. Ugh. Frame was the reason I got into 4K PC gaming. Hey, that's what's up. What is this? missed the hardware unboxing reviews. What, you mean me? Yeah, I mean, I didn't do an unboxing video for my Steam Deck OLED or my Nova Legion Go, I guess. There wasn't really much to unbox, but I guess I could have. Under a Rock. Wow, the game just called Under a Rock. So if you play it and it's good, that means you're living under a rock. But if you don't play it and you're missing out on a good game, then you'd still be living under a rock.
Up next, the clock ticks towards the dark hour once again. February brings a long overdue reimagining for the game that found the magic mix of after-school extracurriculars and interdimensional dungeon crawls. In the 22 slot, here's a message from game producer Ryoto Nitsuma about the upcoming remake of Persona 3.
Persona 3?
Number 22, Persona 3 Reload.
Reload, not reloaded.
PC ゲーミングショーをご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。ペルソナ3リロードプロデューサーの新妻亮太です。この度は数多くのタイトルからモーストウォンテッドゲームズに本作を選んでいただき誠にありがとうございます。皆さんの大きな期待を感じられてとても嬉しいとともに、この思いに応えられるようにしなければと開発一同身が引き締まる思いです。
Anything good revealed yet? They showed Sword of the Sea. That looks interesting.
今の P スタジオの手で装いを新たに生まれ変わったペルソナ3リロード。本作の登場キャラクターの一人、天田健の紹介映像を先日公開しましたが、見ていただけましたでしょうか。まだ見られていない方のためにも、本日はこちらを皆さんと一緒に見ていきたいと思います。では、どうぞ。
So, I decided to call this meeting to introduce him to the rest of the squad.
I'll try not to get in anyone's way.
Swallow will air this winter as a TV special.
Huh? Wow, a spin-off with Swallow as the main character. I gotta make sure I record that. Yeah.
After all these years, I still don't know what Persona is in terms of game. Like, is it like a story-heavy kind of thing? Is it like action-adventure? Like, I don't even know.
I heard that from a friend. I chose a long weapon so I could match the reach of an adult.
Like, literally, I look at gameplay of it, I'm like, I don't even know what kind of game it is.
Oh, I hit my shin again.
Why does that sound like Chris Thorndyke? RPG with heavy story.
Now's my chance.
Yeah, I'm not really into the overly long cutscenes like that. Like where it's like a lot of text and option selecting. RPG dating relationship simulator.
いかがでしたか。シーズとして活躍する初等部の少年天田健。ぜひパーティーに入れて一緒に戦ってみてください。ペルソナ3リロードはこれまでにペルソナ3をプレイしたことのある方にも初めてプレイする方にも自信を持って鮮明に描かれる感動をお届けいたします。ペルソナ3リロードは2024年2月2日に発売予定です。皆様に楽しんでいただけるようチーム一同頑張っていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。ありがとうございました。
What is this? Persona's one of those series you just never got into, not for any reason. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really in a hurry to get Persona. But if there was like some, you know, free trial or something, I could just like give it a go or something. I don't think we're copying this.
Unravel 2 steams into early access.
They're all on Game Pass. Start with 5. I don't even know if my Game Pass is still active.
The most wanted with a game that's a truly handcrafted work of art. A stop-motion story of friendship on an alien seabed, featuring a lovingly sculpted ensemble of stranded weirdos. Let's take a look.
Number 21, Harold Halibut.
Hi. More than 10 years ago, we started building tiny sets and puppets to make our game Harold Halibut.
Now, the wait is almost over. Enjoy our
Are
new
they
trailer.
twins or a gay couple? I can't even
Learning
tell.
about people is a kind of adventure. A way of exploring lots of little worlds that exist within the
Persona
Fedora.
5 Royal is one of the best
Even
games
if
I've
one
ever
of
played.
those little worlds looks
Yeah, I mean, I looked at Baldur's Gate 3, like that kind of RPG heavy story shit, and I was like, I mean, it looks like it's well made, but like, is that something I would play for like hours and hours? I don't know.
Fish bud. How are you doing? Too bad you can't tell me.
Were you? I quite wondered if maybe you'd take Harold with you.
Me? To the cave?
Yes, to investigate the source of the particles.
Humans are so unpredictable and complicated. There is almost nothing to understand.
Please witness the future of Fedora.
So the game is like a stop motion art style?
It's not. I just happen to agree with them. Is that Dr. Computer? You may commence stage D as discussed. Something is afoot. Too many things that don't add up.
It all seems a bit fishy to me.
Harold Halibut.
By the way, he's saying he's a human.
You must understand.
How was Spider-Man 2?
Is a great entry
Pretty
in
solid.
the blossoming ARPG genre.
I don't think
You
it
can
beats
play
the
it today
previous
on
ones in terms of
Steam.
story, but in terms of gameplay, I think they beat it.
Face the corruption, ruin, and death. But we have also experienced beauty.
Beauty?
Kindness, union, and ingenuity. Yet there is much left to be discovered. Maybe together we'll find something here worth saving.
Sands of Aura. This might go hard on a Steam Deck OLED.
Now let's see some more titles from Freedom Games.
I'm gonna actually take a look at that. We'll see. Only 7 out of 10 on Steam. Oof. Maybe wait for a discount. You sound somewhat disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I just said the story wasn't bad in the previous ones. I said the gameplay was bad. I believe the gameplay was bad. The story just wasn't. Have I beat Mario Wonder yet? I've been slacking hard on that. Because like Spider-Man, I was beating that. And then Mario Kart Wave 6 came out and I started playing a ton of Mario Kart. Like, speaking of Mario, we got Paper Mario. Ooh. Before Death Con, what? Echoes of the Plum Grove. Procedurally generated islands and dungeons. Defend or fight with other players up to 200.
Find out more about G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, echoes of the
I better hope
Plum
enough
Grove
people
and
are playing
Lost Isle
this.
on the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Back to you, Frankie.
Have I played Doom Eternal?
2023 has been one of the best years on record for RPGs. With Baldur's Gate 3 ushering in a renaissance for classic role-playing, could there be a better time for a game set in a new universe from Ed Greenwood, creator of The Forgotten Realms? For a closer look at the upcoming RPG sandbox, we traveled to Montreal, Canada to speak with the developers of Unforetold Witchstone.
Factions, empires, gods, they rise and they fall. The actions of individuals set the course of history, and you are one of them.
Is it wrong that Mario Wonder felt like nothing special to you? You had high hopes of build at the end of both 3. I mean, it depends on what kind of games you usually like what kind of 2D Marios you prefer, or are you a big fan of 2D Mario, or do you prefer 3D, or things like that. I think it's a great 2D Mario from what I've played, but I wouldn't put it over like New Super Mario Bros. DS or Mario Maker, which had so much great levels in it. Like, I loved Mario Maker.
How will you shape fate?
You say just about Rivals DS? I could see that. You know, for me, DS was the first 2D Mario I finished, so it's always going to hit different for me.
I'm Malik Bukira. I'm co-founder of Spearhead Games, and on the game side, do creative direction and design. The aspects of the tabletop experience of RPGs that we really want to bring, the freedom is a big aspect, and not just the freedom, the sense of agency with that world. Freedom alone is cool, you can do different things, but you want that world to respond, and on tabletop you have a game master, you have other players, there's always a response to the things you do. Freedom is also about creativity, feeling clever, feeling like you did things your way.
Like a tabletop RPG, players are more free to do stuff that they want to do, right? Usually in CRPGs, you'll see players
What's
being
this
locked
RuneScape
into
looking
certain
game?
dialogue options. We decided that no, we want a way sort of philosophically, the player can construct their own sentences.
When it comes to dialogue, we added something that's really cool and unique, which we call the influence system, and it unlocks interacting with characters, talking to them at a really cool level. So you start by determining something you want from that character, whether it's just following you around, meet you somewhere, attack someone, give you something they have in their inventory, or join you as a companion even if you want. And then you pick an approach. How do you want to go about that? You can go sweet talk them, be charming about it, you can threaten them, you can blackmail them, you can argue with them logically if you have like a smart character. If you're a cleric, maybe you can convince them it's the right religious thing to do.
Turn-based combat.
We decided on turn-based combat because, first of all, it is truer to the tabletop experience, but also, like our dialogue.
So Baldur's Gate
and
3 is
a lot of
turn-based
the
combat,
choices
right?
that you make in the game, we really want players to have the time to reflect, sort of make the best tactical decisions, even in combat.
You can find Unforetold Witchstone on Steam. It's still in development, but you can wishlist it already and join the conversation about the game.
How did I feel about AC Mirage? Thinking of picking up reviews. Don't bother. I haven't gone back to it since I streamed it. I mean, it's just like more of the same, but nothing that really makes it stand out.
A world's worth of stories is ours to tell in Unforetold Witchstone, launching in early access on Steam on January 25th, 2024. What a moment RPGs are having, eh? You can add every game on our wishlist to your Steam wishlist by visiting the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Go to pcgamer.com/wishlist for a full list of every game.
No one talks
in
about the new
today's show.
stories, scenarios, and Mario
Up
games
next
recently.
on our most wanted list,
Peach isn't
you'll
always
want to
being
keep your
kidnapped
blaster
nowadays, so
hand
it's
ready.
something we need to look forward
In a
to.
galaxy of scoundrels.
Well, I mean, in the
sometimes it's nice to
2000s, she had
shoot
Super
first.
Princess Peach. She wasn't kidnapped in that. But that's not enough to say the games are
Number
significantly
20.
different, though. They stand out
Star
more.
Wars Outlaws.
Hey there, I'm Ammunition. I'm a content creator, but if you couldn't tell, I'm also a huge Star Wars nerd. I'm really excited about Star Wars Outlaws. I have very high hopes for it because the Star Wars universe obviously is very cool. They're focusing on kind of more of the original trilogy era, which is very cool, but I'm also happy that they are not doing a Jedi or Force-sensitive thing, at least that's what it appears from the trailer, but rather just like a heist video game, which should be really cool. And I love seeing developers
Am I
lean
still as interested in Street
into
Fighter 6
single-player
as I was
games
when it
because
launched?
not everything needs to
Well,
be
not
multiplayer. Not
as much as it was the day it launched, no.
I love single-player stories that are crafted
I've been meaning to go back to
just
it.
a really good experience
You know,
from start
I've
to
just
finish.
been obviously
So I'm
occupied
really
with
excited about it,
Spider-Man,
and I
Mario
hope the Star
Kart,
Wars Outlaws is
and
a 10 out of 10.
what's the other thing? Mario Wonder. But at some point, when there's a dry period of games, I'll go back and de-rust. Plus, I never finished the World Tour mode, so I need to do that anyway. I put a lot of hours into that game, more than any other game this year.
My turn.
Jackpot!
This is a cartoon or a game?
I ain't digging no holes.
Okay, it's a game.
What do you mean? Don't test me.
Hey, man!
Boosters engaged.
To be honest, would you pick up any of the games listed so far?
Finally.
Well, I've got
A
tabs
challenge.
here. Sword of the Sea, Sands of Aura. Those two I've already put down
Locked and loaded.
as add to the wish list. Doesn't necessarily mean you get it straight away, but like maybe when it's a discount.
Ready for what's about to happen.
But even in the big gaming events, like the Sony events and Nintendo events, most of the shit is not stuff that you play. It's like that small 5% of things that you actually end up playing.
This space western roguelike hits high noon when Wild Bastards arrives on Steam in 2024. Coming up on The Most Wanted, our exclusive on-location interviews with the development studios creating Path of Exile 2 and Homeworld 3. Plus, we're giving away a custom-built Intel PC. You like computers, don't you? Stay tuned for your chance to win. Let's continue our countdown, shall we? We have all heard that devils may cry.
Devil
But
May
do
Cry.
they kickflip? From Devolver Digital, a dreamlike game of diabolical skating.
Number 19. Skate Story. We got our first glimpse of Skate Story way back in 2020, leaving us with fevered visions of a demon with glass skin, a skateboard, and a quest to swallow the moon. Pairing a vivid afterlife realm with the acrobatic and dangerous play of skateboarding seems like the perfect thematic match.
You sent me the link.
Our most wanted experts.
Alright, I'll
are
check it
desperate
out
to land an unholy heel flip in the underworld.
after the stream, because I can't download it now. I'm not logged into my main
Now,
thing.
as we all know, pirates
Can
have
I?
two great
Hold on.
weaknesses: scurvy and poor infrastructure.
Yeah, I can't even check my email
But
on the
in this
computer. Like, I
up-and-coming
don't have my
city
email
builder,
logged
the
in
true
here.
pirate utopia is yours to build, ensuring the golden age of piracy lives on. Coming in 2024, here's the world premiere, Republic of Pirates, Ireland.
Just send a reply once you download. Alright, cool. Create a resource-based economy. Republic of Pirates. I can't believe 2024 is around the corner, man. Like, that's crazy. Like, the 2030s aren't even that far away anymore. I remember when 2013 was far away, and now, like, the 2030s are, like, around the corner. Do I plan on streaming another Crab's Treasure next year? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, time's definitely flying these days. No, it's just music. Allie, stop counting down. Gosh. It's a Dark Souls game with crab characters. That seems a bit meme-ish, but...
To add some mega corporate espionage to your Steam wishlist, find DataJack 2020 on the PC Gaming Show Steam page at pcgamer.com/wishlist. The Most Wanted continues with the first strategy game selected by our panel of judges. Menace is coming to us from Hooded Horse, a specialty strategy publisher, and Overhyped Studios, the folks who made the gritty tactical medieval game.
You damn near grew up watching me. That's crazy.
Now they're trading low fantasy for
I was 19 when I started that channel, you know.
3D game. Get ready to give those aliens hell.
That's a long time ago, man.
As this is a turn-based game.
Next year will be 9 years.
Number 18, Menace.
I just got hit back with a wave of tired. I don't know why. I woke up at... What time did I wake up? Like 10 something? 11 something? Steam. Isn't this that Koa game? I'm thinking of something else. Chia. Powerful soul melodies. I just got a random thought, but imagine if Insomniac made a Black Panther game. That'd be crazy.
The world as we know it is dead. But with every death,
There's still that Wolverine game. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that'll be interesting.
Crying out.
Is that next year that's coming out, or is that 2025?
For its survival, tooth and nail. A life that adapts, overcomes, and continues to rise above any and all. Life that learns to idolize and worship, sacrifice and maim, wage war and destruction. A life that burns so bright it may set the world ablaze. And you decide if it's survival is in the cards.
Up next, one of our favourite studios, Obsidian, is expanding Pillars of Eternity into a first-person RPG called Avowed. One of the things that intrigues us about Avowed is that it specifically isn't setting out to put you in a sprawling sandbox, but something more concentrated, like the studio's recent sci-fi RPG, The Outer Worlds.
And then they should drop Spider-Man 2 on PC in 2024.
The gameplay reveal trailer showed
that means they have a release for the year.
I'll say it again.
Because then people will double dip Spider-Man 2 on PC, end of 2024. And then we get Wolverine 2025.
Number 17, Avowed.
Avowed has me super excited because of the studio making it, Obsidian. From Fallout New Vegas to The Outer Worlds, they've shown us they know how to make an RPG that I'm gonna love. When I was watching the gameplay trailer, I was seeing all these flashy weapons and cool spells and these big dungeons, and I was thinking to myself, there's a little bit of Elder Scrolls in there, but with a Obsidian twist on it, as they always do. So I'm looking forward to probably crafting and big, beautiful storytelling, big set pieces, and a gorgeous, dangerous world to explore, and I'm gonna sink my teeth into it.
Am I thinking of getting Hollow Knight?
Coming sometime
I need to get it at some point, especially now that I got the OLED. It will look really good on that.
The platform for the eccentric and the
Is that the game that's really tough?
This is the platform where unconventional games about hypnospace detectives or city builders on space wells are born, where Farming Simulator has its own esports scene. Our next game is in that same legacy of weirdness, but with plenty of interesting ideas underneath an art house exterior. Indica is a meditation on religion and authority.
I remember watching the Spider-Man 2 reveal on this channel and lived long enough to see the stream itself of the game.
Let's see what kind of trouble the game's creators in Kazakhstan.
Man. It feels like a century ago when the first Spider-Man Insomniac game was announced. Because it was like years. I could have sworn I was in like first or second year uni. Like 2014 times they were talking about doing an Insomniac Spider-Man game. It took ages to come out.
She's a nun. A rather plain one, if you ask me.
The fuck?
She prays a lot. Works hard.
It's tough but fair. It's Metroidvania, but it's not like Dark Souls.
Really?
Do you lose a lot of progress when you die? Is it one of those types? Dark Souls make you run through a bunch of shit every time you die, or
what do you call it?
Are there like good checkpoints in it?
Poor, poor girl. Of all the
it has you run all the way back, of course.
Why do you want to go to heaven?
Ask and you shall be received. Ugh.
Indica arrives on PC in early 2024. Next, we've got a new game in a genre that continues to evolve and grow, the extraction shooter. Hawked is a colourful comic-style PvPvE game where players deploy to a stylish island called Exile to battle lizardmen and fellow mercenaries for the treasures of a lost world. Now playable in early access on Steam, here's a fresh look at Hawked.
The checkpoints are good. Pretty sure there's always one directly before the boss. But at the beginning, you do get lost easily and gets frustrated. So it's not like a linear game then, it's like open or something. Speaking of which, I need to play, what's the shit called? Metroid Dread. The demo's pretty good, but I never bought the game. Is the cheapest Steam Deck powerful enough to run 8th gen games? 8th gen is PS4, right? We're in 9th gen right now, right? I mean, it depends on the game, like... But I would say get the OLED anyway, because the OLED is like slightly, very, like faintly, slightly more powerful than the previous Steam Deck. They're not selling it as a more powerful model, but it does hit a few extra frames on games. Like I was playing Miles Morales on the Steam Deck OLED, and with FSR on, and of course ray tracing off, I was able to hit 60 FPS, although it will dip a lot when you're doing stuff, but it was hitting 60. Just go to water your own pace, no real path to follow. So there's no wrong way, is that what you're saying? Usually there tends to be a wrong way. And if there is, I tend to find it. Hooked. Is there a season 3 of Crash Team Rumble coming, by the way? Oh, of course! On the same day as the Game Awards, which means there's gonna be a reveal at the Game Awards. Because Spyro is coming to Crash Team Rumble. Now Spyro fans are thinking that there's gonna be a Spyro game announcement at the Game Awards. I don't know if it's true,
Porked is playable
but
now in
that's what
early
they're hoping
access
for.
ahead of its full launch next year on PC and console. To claim free in-game items and premium currency, visit playhawk.com.
Pretty much, although some areas are locked behind
rally
certain
today.
hidden abilities.
Don't miss
And
your
those
chance.
areas are mandatory
Make sure
to
you
progress.
drop into Exile with a full loadout for the full
Maybe
release
I will
of
get
Pork
Hollow Knight.
coming in
I'm looking for
2024.
games that will look good on the Steam Deck
Next
OLED.
on the most wanted countdown,
It will go
Dragon's
well.
Dogma devotees finally get their wish with a long-awaited sequel.
Number 16. Dragon's Dogma 2. If you're hoping for a masterwork in open-world monster slaying, you can't go wrong with
Elden Ring
Capcom's
might look great on the
RPG
OLED.
cult hit.
I mean, yeah,
Capcom
but
showed
it's a
just
very
how
current
good it is
game,
at
so
creating these
you gotta
mixed
worry about
action
frame
and
rate.
fantasy RPGs
It's
with
probably not gonna hit
entries
stable
in the
60 on
Monster Hunter
OLED.
series. And Dragon's Dogma 2 looks to continue that trend. Fresh crop of climbable chimeras,
What is
and
happening to me?
befriendable pawns. The endless chain stretches
been up that
in
long.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Why am I so tired
With
now?
Dragon's Dogma 2, we're 10 games deep into the most wanted, and things are about to get a lot colder. In 2018, Frostpunk won wide praise as a chillingly bleak city builder. In a sequel set 30 years later, new factions arise as resurgent humanity faces its new greatest threat, itself. Let's hear from the game developer in Poland.
Elden runs at a
11
solid
Studios.
40. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of these people that's, you know,
Number 15.
playing games at 40
Frostpunk
FPS.
2.
Like, for me, it's like, if it's not 60, I'll just be like, I'll play it on my PC. Or maybe even the Legion Go. In fact,
We survived the
let me
storm.
check. Let me check YouTube. It's possible the Lenovo Legion Go can actually hit 60 FPS on Elden Ring.
Mere survival was no longer enough. We kept expanding. More and more people. Dreaming
Let's see.
of different futures. Conflicting futures.
I don't know if that's 60.
Hi, I'm Kuba Stokalski.
And I'm Łukasz Juszczyk. We are both game directors responsible for Frostpunk 2, here at 11-Bit Studios.
What you've just seen is the first gameplay teaser of Frostpunk 2, and as you can clearly see, a lot has changed since the first game, especially the scale of our city.
But what remains the same is harsh post-apocalyptic atmosphere that
I've been watching
hopefully
I'm a
will
Celeb.
resonate with you once again.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't
for
really
more,
watch that
because
shit.
The gameplay trailer for Frostpunk 2.
Although
is
I
just
saw
around
some
the
shit
corner.
trending with Nigel Farage and Nella. Was that show? I saw that clip. That was it.
I'm
Was it
Brandon
Scott
Sheffield, the
Pilgrim?
creative director of Demon School, and I want to tell you about our tactical battle system. This is the planning phase where we'll plot our movements, which can be rewound at any time. Characters can only move in straight lines or side steps, like if you combined a king and a knight in chess. You attack enemies by running straight into them. You can see Faye did 1 point
Yeah,
of
that's
damage
that.
here. Namako doesn't deal damage, but stuns and debuffs enemies, reducing their defense.
48 FPS
Now,
at
for other
G-Sync is
damage
the
dealer
lowest you can
Destin
probably
hits
go
this
while
demon,
still
he'll do
maintaining
2
the
points of
smooth
damage. But we can take this further.
Yeah, I mean,
our healer heals a character with
I
full
just like,
health,
I'm
again,
old-fashioned. I just want to hit the 60.
Destin now does 4 points of damage.
If I'm
to the
desperate to play something on the Steam Deck, then I
pushing or
guess I
pulling
could
an
go
enemy
down
into
to like
another
a
friendly
40
character,
something.
as Namako and Faye are doing here. Once you're happy with your
But,
choices, you start the action phase and watch it go.
I don't know.
These are the main puzzle pieces you'll be working with, but there are 15 characters, each with their own unique
Any good
abilities
reveals
for
so
each
far? There's been some indie
You
games.
can also study
that
new techniques,
I'm
improve your
keeping an eye on.
relationships, fight huge bosses, and unravel the mystery of why demons are breaking through to the human world on this mysterious island. We hope you enjoy it.
Demon School. Man, you could sample the fuck out of that track. Oof. We chop that up. Oof. I'll go crazy. Dial up.
The dark web. You want to stream. It will watch. It will follow. Do not leave. Stream. We are watching you.
Okay, I won't sleep. I'm streaming. Please.
Stream. We are in your skin. Stream. 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 Stream your death.
Peak releasing next Tuesday. What's coming out Tuesday? I got no idea what you're talking about.
Next, with the only game on the most wanted list that's available now in early access, a team of retro shooter specialists are asking an important question. What if Bloodborne played like Thief if Thief had a pump shotgun? From New Blood Interactive, here's our latest look at Gloomwood, featuring its upcoming Underport area and introducing us to the terrifying Crowman.
Number 14, Gloomwood.
Sonic Dream Team? Oh, right, yeah, that is Tuesday. I keep forgetting that thing is coming out, like, right now. When is the Avatar game coming out? That's early December, right? I think that's after the Game Awards. Boy and Heron. What is that? What is Boy and Heron?
Gloomwood
It's a
opens the gates
I don't
to
know
the
what you
Underport
just said.
District in early 2024, with more early access updates to follow. Newegg
GTA
is,
6
of
should be
course,
first
one
week of
of our
December as
favourite
well.
places to find upgrades. And later in the
Are they
show,
revealing that at the
we'll share
Game Awards?
recommendations
Did Jeff
and
Keighley manage to weasel his way into a GTA 6
But we've
reveal?
also partnered with Newegg to
Because
build
Game
a-
Awards viewership is going to be
Wait,
crazy.
am I reading this teleprompter
If
right?
GTA 6 is
we
getting
got an
real
egg-shaped
there.
computer.
I'm inside. What's my target?
One new egg.
You can't play it because you have an Android. You could just cop one of those Apple TVs secondhand for like $40 or some shit.
Guess this is the egg.
See, you found my egg. What the hell is it?
Intel and Newegg.
Head to pcgamer.com/egg to watch the full video. The next game on the most wanted would probably
Prem isn't
rank
into
higher
nerd
if we
culture
knew
at
a
all.
single thing about it.
Man, there's not one
I mean, it's a decade
specific
after the
type
release
of
Grand
nerd
Theft
that's the
Auto 5,
correct
and
kind of
GTA
nerd.
Online is still clearing
Not everyone is
$500
into the
billion
anime shit.
every year.
Not everyone's into the
How
RPG
the hell do you
shit.
follow that? And how
Not
scared
everyone
should
had
we
video
be
game
of the
music at the
answer?
top of their Spotify
Let's hear
raps.
from our
Like,
voting panel on
you
how
know.
GTA 6 earned this position in our countdown.
Number 13.
GTA 6? What?
6.
What? Ain't no GTA 6 at this event.
What's up, guys? My name is S-Band, and I just wanted to share with you guys how incredibly excited I am for Grand Theft Auto 6.
My personal pick for the PC gaming show Most Wanted has to be Grand Theft Auto 6, because at this point it has been about 10 years.
10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5.
Storylines are always absolutely fantastic.
It's one of the greatest video game franchises of all time.
I'm excited to dive into a new immersive world, new cities, new surroundings.
Just the amount of things that you can do in this open world sandbox, and whether you just want to screw around.
Rockstar recently acquired CFX, which is the company that own 5M.
So they're not showing
and
anything.
That is where NoPixel is hosted, and NoPixel is one of my favorite GTA roleplay servers.
I hope you guys are excited as I am. I think Rockstar has a lot of hype around it right now.
And very excited to see what it holds.
I hope you guys enjoy it when the game comes out.
You ain't into it like into none of it the way we are, and that's cool. Yeah, but you guys have made the assumption that to be a nerd has got to be one way, alright? And if you're not into that specific, like the anime shit and all that, then you're not a nerd. Like, I'm a tech nerd. Like, my most watched YouTube channels are tech channels. Like, I'll be watching Linus, you know, Who's the Boss, like, Review Tech, which is not really much of a tech channel, but Review Tech. I be following tech shit, like, that's my shit. I watch AI content, like, I follow, like, the latest AI news, like, the stuff I put on the Sonic channel, the AI related testing things, was like 5% of the actual AI tools I've actually used. That's the shit I follow. So, no, I don't know the latest animes and shit like that, but there's different types of nerds, you know? And that's not the type that I am. I'm a music nerd too. Like, I learned how to make beats when I was a kid. I study music. Like, I was top of my class in music. I was top of my class in computer science. Like, you know. So, there's different kinds of nerd. So, like, tech nerd, music nerd, like... But I wouldn't call myself, like, a anime nerd or, like, anything like that. I wouldn't call myself a movie nerd, you know. If anything, I much rather prefer TV shows to movies, by far. Most of us are super into pop culture and you aren't, so you don't get the references we think. Yeah, but you're making an assumption again. Like, whatever country you're from or whatever culture you're from, it's not the same as what's here. Like, it's not the same references. Like, if you live in the UK, it's not the same. What everyone is talking about here versus what people are talking about in other places is entirely different cultures, right?
Top of the Crown's tyranny.
You didn't know Shredder was from TMNT?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so I don't watch TMNT.
Our next game rounds
But
out
TMNT is
killer
not the
combo
biggest
of
cartoon
iconic
ever,
fighting
right?
games that have hit PC in
It's
the
not SpongeBob, it's not
Ready?
Tom and Jerry. You know, it's not one of the biggest ones.
Number 12. Tekken 8.
Tekken 8, where's Bradley? What shows you recommend? You want to watch something but don't know
It's been
what?
more than 6
You talking about
years
live
since
action shit, or you want
entered
like
the ring
anime
on
shit?
PC.
If it's like cartoons and anime, that's
More than ready
different.
for a
But
rematch.
live action,
With revised fighting
there's tons of
mechanics
shit,
going
man.
all in on aggression and
I've been rewatching The
characters
Mentalist
to
recently,
try
actually.
before you
That's
settle on
a
the guy with
golden
the
show.
leopard head. Tekken 8 weighs in right in the middle of our most wanted list.
Bradley and chat went in on you for not knowing Shredder. Like, I feel like they forget that we're in a different country sometimes. Like, they like dead us forget sometimes. Like, shit is not the same.
I think you could use a little backup.
Like, I mean, a lot of American culture does come here.
How did you
Like, a lot of it does.
Well, you know, it's
But I'm telling you straight up, like,
orbiting in a space frigate. Or
when I was growing up,
just started
TMNT was not something that I remember showing up
War II
on the
bumper.
cartoon channels, like on the TV guides.
So is my
Like there was some shit that showed up on the that I just didn't watch, like Dragon Ball Z. I didn't watch that, even though it showed up. TMNT was not something that was like airing like all the time.
Hollow Knight.
It's not just about cartoons. Like that 70s show, right? That's one of the greatest sitcoms ever. And I never saw that airing as a kid. Like even though I was alive when it was airing, I never saw it airing when I was a kid. I found out about that show years later. There's certain shows that just don't air the same way they aired in America. You know, that it just wasn't seen the same way.
With slow, chunky Souls-like combat. And if you look at the Silk Song trailer, you're seeing all sorts of new moves that allow you to dance around your enemies and jump around the environment.
You bring up
It makes
Gavin
me
and
really
Stacey because
excited
90%
for
of
the
chat wouldn't know.
second-to-second experience.
Well, they wouldn't know Gavin
But
and
the third
Stacey.
and
I
the
mean,
biggest reason is exploration.
it's just
Team
one of those
Cherry
things.
are
Like
masters
certain
of this.
things
There would
don't
be a ledge in the
transfer,
original
right?
When I finally was
Americans
able
are
to
in
get
their own
there
bubble.
would be hours
Like,
of content behind there, or new bosses, or
how
new
many
enemies,
people
or
from America
new zones. And it's
didn't know that
exact
The Office came from the
combination of a
UK?
beautiful
Like
game
when
that's
did
fun
when
and
did they find out that
second-to-second
The Office
gameplay
came from the
that
UK?
rewards my
Like they probably
exploration.
spent years
Oh,
watching the
I
US
literally
version, not even knowing that it was a British show. They just
Thanks for your Silk
They're just
Song
in their own
expertise,
world.
Sean. What began as a spin-off expansion to Team Cherry's beloved Metroidvania is now one
isn't
of our
Friends
most
an American show?
sought-after
Friends is American, but that aired in the UK heavily. Friends was a worldwide phenomenon. That's one of the biggest shows ever. TMNT is nowhere near as popular as Friends. Okay, like you guys are acting like TMNT was Spider-Man in terms of like scale and iconicness, right?
AC Mirage gaming PC powered by an Intel Core
It's not that.
CPU.
Like when we talk about most popular cartoons of all time, like TMNT is not up there. Okay, it's just not. Most popular, you're talking about SpongeBob. You know, like the big leagues.
A team has not been seen since September 24th. We had a chance to speak with the mother.
It's been 3 years since he's been missing.
There are a lot of rumors about the lake. Do you personally believe that there's something sinister hiding in there? No.
I wonder if there's a list, like a ranking that ranks cartoons based off like popularity, not based off like quality. Most popular cartoons of all time. Is there like a list based off like just stats? Yeah, Scooby-Doo should be there. Simpsons, SpongeBob, Looney Tunes. Where's Family Guy on this list? It should be there. I don't see Family Guy. South Park, Pokemon. Oh, there's Family Guy. Okay. Rick and Morty, Adventure Time. Ren and Stimpy. I don't think Ren and Stimpy was as big though. Even Samurai Jack. I don't think it was as big. There's a lot of cartoons that people think are big because they loved it and people around them loved it growing up. And you actually look at the data and it's like, it wasn't as big. It wasn't as big as you thought it was, right? Like, sometimes you just have to come to that conclusion. Like, maybe it wasn't as big as you thought. Yeah, you found out about that 70s show from mates, never saw it anywhere. Like you see, exact. When I was a kid, there was a channel. Those of you who live in the UK, there was a channel called Trouble. They used to air Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Sister Sister. If you look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air clips on YouTube, you'll see like Trouble in the corner in a lot of them because they took it from the UK. A lot of them, right? I didn't see no 70s show. None. The first time I saw that 70s show airing on cable was years after I watched it, like in the 2010s. In the 2000s, I didn't see it at all. In the 2000s, Ashton Kutcher was the dude from Punk'd. Like, real talk.
No elevator this time.
For a second, I thought that was Charlize Theron.
Bringing cinematic action choreography, Spine is
Friends,
coming
Fresh
soon
Prince,
to
and a
PC.
couple others showed a lot.
We're just minutes
Yeah,
away
but there's
from
not as many
starting our
American
top 10
sitcoms in the UK as people
and
assume.
make sure you stick
Cartoons,
around all the
obviously,
way
yeah.
to the #1
Yeah,
game on our list
cartoons
to see
tend to travel
some
more because they get dubbed anyway.
But
So,
before that,
you know, people
here's a
don't know
message
which
from
country
our
all of the
friends at
cartoons
PC
are
Game
from
Pass.
because they're all dubbed. But you can't dub a live action show the same way because it's bait. Like, British humor is so different from American humor. Like, I love, like, American sitcoms, like 70s Show and all that. But, like, Americans just don't veer out of their comfort zone as much. Now they're starting to a bit more, like Squid Game was an example of that. But, like, generally they don't veer out of their comfort zone. Like, you try and get an American to watch The In-Betweeners and they're just sitting there like, what is this? Until you make an American version or something, which they tried, but they failed with that one.
Bungie's taking a walk back through time for our first entry in the most wanted top 10. Wielding 30 years
You used to think Gumball and Adventure Time were Arabic shows? Yeah, like when it's dubbed, you just don't know.
From the series that paved the way for Halo. So far, we haven't seen much of Marathon, but its mix of rampant AIs, mysterious alien precursors, unknowable space entities, and high saturation clone firefights.
I'll give you an example of a cartoon that I loved when I was a kid that I thought was super popular because they used to air it all the time on Cartoon Network in the UK. Come to find it wasn't even that big.
Number 10.
The Cramp Twins.
Marathon.
The Cramp Twins. Literally, the two twins, one of the twins is voiced by Tom Kenny. SpongeBob, right? Like Tom Kenny. The other twin is voiced by Kath Soucie. Like, they had big players on that show. Like, people from Rugrats, people from SpongeBob.
We're incredibly humbled.
I thought the show was
reception
huge.
Marathon has received since its
I Googled it years later. It wasn't even that big of a show.
One of the most anticipated games on PC is an honor which
It turns out it was a British-made show. It was like, I'm reading it now, German, British, Canadian. It wasn't even an American show. That's probably why Americans don't watch it. They didn't air it there as much.
The next time you hear from us,
I thought the Cramp Twins was huge.
including gameplay. Thank you.
In the UK, they were airing the Cramp Twins all the time. Like, I fucking love the Cramp Twins.
Right, let's keep things moving with a couple more trailers.
My creation has gone rogue. And I shall rebuild it. I might die.
What is this?
I am the master architect. And I am in control.
Cryptical Opath.
Welcome to Crashland.
You're from America and you never heard of Cramp? Yeah. It wasn't an American show, so they didn't push it there.
Explore a world filled with wonder, mystery, and some of these things. And then slap them. Just slap it all. Except these. Best to make a home for yourself, but not just yourself. After all, if you're gonna make it on this planet, you'll need all the help you can get.
Crashlands 2 drops onto Steam in 2024.
Wait, here's another example,
At
actually.
number 9 on the most wanted is the product of a simple design philosophy. If you look
Here's
hard
another
enough,
example,
you can always
Skatoony.
find somewhere to put another skill tree.
Skatoony, they
Even
eventually
if
brought
you
that
end
to
up
America
making
with a separate version of the whole different cast of
Warm up that
voice
left mouse
actors.
button because
But
we're about
Skatoony
to
was
show
in the
you
UK
some
way
hard
before it was in
examples.
America.
We travelled all the way to New Zealand to speak.
And no
with
one
the
talks
team,
about Skatoony.
climbing the highest mountains to visit their studio in Auckland.
Number 9. Path of Exile 2.
It seems the old ways still hold some power.
grinding gear games. Does anyone remember a cartoon called Robot Boy? That's another example. I thought Robot Boy was huge. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Come to find out, the cartoon wasn't even that popular. I was like, how are people not watching Robot Boy? How was that not the sickest thing ever? And they had the super activation, and he opened his arms, and the like, and that wasn't huge.
One thing
Man,
that sets Path of
when I found out Robot Boy wasn't huge, I was kind of mad. I'm not gonna lie.
In the itemization system,
Robot Boy,
systems,
no one beat Irrelevant.
Quantity of monsters, encounters. Like we have over a decade of content that is going.
Which
to be
country made Robot? Was that American?
As well.
For Path of Exile 2, we really want to keep the mechanics
See?
from Path of Exile.
It was a French studio, Cartoon Network Europe. That's why the Americans weren't watching it, because it wasn't them who made it. Selfish. Robot Boy was lit.
First time, and keep that depth there, either hidden away.
The funniest thing too is that
I think there's a big difference.
The funniest thing too is that a lot of these shows that aren't made by American studios, like they're made by like British studios and French studios, a lot of these cartoons, they still get the same American voice actors that were voicing the American shows. So it makes you think they're all American shows, because we're watching it with the same Tom Kenny's and whoever's voicing all those other cartoons. We had no idea that it's not an American show.
Just that it is easier to do so because you don't have to be worrying, for example, about when you're changing your items that you're going to break.
Have I ever seen Heroes? You talk about the TV show Heroes. I think that I know about it, but I never watched it.
Regular players can tolerate a lot of depth. It's the complexity that we want to try and avoid. The dodge roll actually came about because we really wanted to be able to find a way to having some skills that took longer to do than other skills. But the problem with that is that skills feel really terrible if you start them and then you can't get out of them. So we really needed a way to make that interruption be possible, and the dodge roll was a really great way to do it. We actually already had a philosophy for Path of Exile 2 boss design where we wanted to make sure that everything was dodgeable. But previously we were just doing that by running around. But I think the dodge roll has actually changed a lot of things, and especially because, you know, now that you can expect a player to be able to do that, it means that we can have the expectation and the balance as well.
We've done fresh design on everything. We've taken some elements from PRE 1 in terms of monsters, specific monsters, and brought them over, and kind of because they were fun to play. Like, why not replicate something that is still fun to play?
You used to think Andrew Garfield was American? Oh, that's my favorite thing ever. When people think an actor is like American because they put on an accent, come to find out he's actually British, and they get upset. I remember, what was it? It was this movie about, was it Fred Hampton? I forgot his name. Fred Hampton. It was a movie about Fred Hampton. And the guy that played him was a British actor. And some of the African Americans were mad. They were like, black British people are taking our roles. They don't understand our struggles. They're not from the US. So we not black no more. We can't play American roles. But you can take our show ideas. Like, how does this work? How does this work?
Completely different than bows. You know, if you look at a shooter, it's like pistols and shotguns.
Code Lyoko was hot, made by a French, I believe. Didn't have many talking about it. I think I've heard that name before. I don't know if I watched that.
What a bow feels like now. You know, you want that like pull the trigger and instantly fires. You know, that kind of instant response type of thing. And I think that as we approach each different character class, we're thinking like, how can we make the skills here feel so different than every other class?
Yeah, definitely don't watch this.
Really unique skill sets like the crossbows.
Definitely don't watch that.
Almost basically guns. There's a lot of work that's been done on other games.
And my dad used to work in Switzerland too, so when I went to Switzerland too, there was a few other cartoons that would air there that wouldn't be airing in the UK. Like Hi Puffy Yami Yumi. I saw that in Switzerland. I never saw that in the UK once.
Done a lot of core system changes to make it so that it feels like you've got as much control as you would in a shooter-focused game. There's a lot of other games done well that we can bring into Path of Exile that no ARPG is really built on, because they don't have the crazy level of skill variety that we've ended up having.
So we've got a live stream later today where we're going to be showing off 2 of our character classes. We're really deep diving into the mechanics, and we're really excited to show that. So if you're interested to know more about Path of Exile 2, then tune into that later today.
The old magics, not to be feared.
Now, if you're anything like me, you leave your Christmas shopping to the absolute last second and then speedrun the entire thing in a single afternoon of guest checkouts and regret. But what to buy the PC gamer in your life? Well, our good friends at Intel have a few ideas. Here's 5 of their favorite gaming deals this holiday season, all on offer now at Newegg. The Acer Predator Helios gaming laptop. Inside is an i7-13700HX CPU, an RTX 4070, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and 1TB of storage. We've been big fans of Acer's Helios machines for ages, and the new 16-inch Predator has fast become one of our favorite gaming laptops. It's the perfect combination of processor, graphics card, big 240Hz screen, and price. The 24-thread Intel CPU is mighty strong too, and the RTX 4070 graphics card also supports the magic of frame generation for a buttery smooth experience. This is the Gigabyte Aorus 15 gaming laptop, running on an i7-13700H CPU.
You know the amazing Mortal Kombat was actually produced in Europe? I had no idea, man.
DDR5 RAM, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and a 15.6-inch
Only 2 UK movies that made $1 billion, over 50
Hz
American ones
QHD
have, is
display.
all I gotta say.
If your needs are a little lighter,
Yeah, but I
it's
mean,
only slightly
what is the
smaller
point of that?
15-inch
We already know that
Aorus is a
American
great
culture has
option.
influenced
You still get a 20-thread
or,
Intel CPU,
you know, injected
the same
itself
RTX
worldwide,
4070 GPU
right?
inside it, and a high refresh
But
rate
there are
QHD
UK
screen.
actors and
It
writers
still
and
packs a
producers
serious
in
punch.
Hollywood
And if you
right
want
now
serious
working on
frame
those
rates from the
American
latest
movies
games,
too.
Either of these laptops
So,
has you covered.
you know.
We've also got the MSI Katana 17 gaming laptop, an i7-13620H processor, RTX 4070 GPU, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, and a 1TB SSD. If you're looking for a lot of
doesn't
screen
make
real
sense.
estate,
Here's what to buy a game
MSI's
for Christmas on a
17-inch
gaming show.
chonker will get the
Why
job
not show
done
this
without
elsewhere?
costing a bomb.
Well, I
The
mean, I
13th
guess
Gen
if you're already
Core
here, you
i7 is a
kind of know what to
16-thread
get.
chip. The machine still sports an RTX 4070 graphics card to handle all the newest releases, and you content creators are going to love the massive 32 gig of DDR5 memory this expansive laptop has to offer. Next, MSI's Aegis gaming rig, carrying the i7-13700F CPU, an RTX 4060 Ti, another spacious 32 gigs of DDR5 with 2 TB of storage. So yeah, you remember that big black obelisk from the start of 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? MSI's Aegis R PC very much has that vibe, but also throws in a little RGB gaming flair. Inside this monolith, you'll find a beefy 24-thread Intel CPU and way more memory and storage than you'd usually find in a PC at this price. Finally, we have the 12th Gen Core and Arc bundle,
AC Mirage.
an i7-12700K CPU, and the Arc A770, with a $50 discount. But there ain't much that can top the feeling of building a gaming machine with your own 2 hands. And these Intel Silicon bundles will allow you to do that at a bargain price. For us, pairing a 12th Gen i7 with an ASRock Arc 770 is a real smart money play.
And Intel already paid for a big segment, didn't
share
they?
a ton of DNA with the latest 14th Gen chips. And this graphics card has only got faster since launch. Damn, those are some powerful computers. Let's hope Santa thinks we'd all be nice this year, or at least he hasn't heard any of the things you've said in solo queue voice chat. Okay, our next game is a fun one. A blisteringly fast racer and a 1999 throwback you didn't know you needed. Racing into early access soon, this is Death Grip.
Death Grip. It's a racing game? That kind of flames though, low key. It's like F-Zero type. Ooh. This might be good for the Steam Deck. Hey, you got my attention. You got my attention. If the soundtrack is hitting and the sound effects are good. Ooh, demo available. Ooh, Steam Deck OLED. You are going to be trying this.
Now that's what I legally can't call pod racing. The whole reason we're here today is because, yes, there are an incredible amount of video
Sci-fi
games,
combat
and we
racer.
want to help you decide which ones are the
Exhilarating
most
speeds and challenging
deserving of
tracks.
attention.
You got
But
my
if you're
attention.
watching and wondering, hey, why isn't the Elder Scrolls 6 one of the most wanted games? Well, let me explain. Our voting process for the most wanted list prioritizes
Do you think
games
Knuckles
that
will
are
get a trailer at the
imminent
Game
and that
Awards?
we know lots of information about.
I even forgot that thing was
the more
coming out.
confident we are in a game's release
I guess it's
date,
not
the more
impossible.
rewarded it is by our voting system.
It'd be interesting to see if
But
we do
still,
get one.
There's a long list of high-profile games that have been in dark mode for years and years. While theoretically enormous, they're frustratingly absent from the public eye. So, just to give them at least a moment of acknowledgement, I'm going to see how many of these I can rattle through. Ready? The Elder Scrolls 6, Bioshock 4, which was announced 4 years ago, the eventual Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, The Witcher remake, Project 007 from the team that made Hitman that's probably going to be incredible, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Come on, BioWare, let's see it. Death Stranding 2, Star Wars Eclipse, yes. The Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell remake. Oh, and that untitled Fallout-like RPG from New Blood Interactive. Armor 4, that League of Legends fighting game that looks really good. A Wonder Woman game. The new Indiana Jones game from the folks that made Wolfenstein. Good and Evil 2, which has been in development for something like 15 years. The reboot of the Skate series and Crisis 4. Crisis 4. Oh, while I catch my breath, let's see a couple of games that actually have gameplay.
Have you missed anything worthwhile? There's definitely been quite a few indie games that I'm considering getting. More than usual when it comes to these events.
Our world is in chaos. The gods and their armies of the dead seek to rule over everything we call home. I'll be damned if I let that happen. My name is Nor Vanek. Survivor. Soldier. God killer.
Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. It's giving off Forspoken vibes.
Time for a word from our good friends at Mad Mushroom.
Mad Mushroom is a publishing company that is going to be a little different from other
How did
publishing
Nintendo not sue them
companies.
for that
Mad
logo?
Mushroom gives us the opportunity to enter the games
How did
industry,
Nintendo not
while at the
eat
same
these people
time
with this logo?
elevating and amplifying the message of hundreds of indie developers.
You are literally
Looks
working
like Toad.
hand in hand with influencers to figure out how to make your game as enjoyable as possible, not just to play, but also from a content viewing perspective.
If you're a developer and you're interested in us publishing your game, you can go to madmushroom.gg. Check it out. We're very passionate and we're very excited about what we're doing here.
You still want me to assemble a team for an adventure-like game?
In a
using my
city that
clout?
never sleeps, innovators like Kieran Short and the
I don't know if I
All
have
Street
the
New York
clout
City
for that,
Collective
or the money
remind
to
us
pay
that
people
with the right
salaries.
tools, like the Alienware laptop, the
I'll just have
boundaries
to
of
develop
art
it
and
myself with
technology
AI or
can
some
be pushed
shit.
beyond our imagination.
'Cause
That's where
I
Alienware's
can't
top
afford
of
to
the
be
line
hiring a team
computers
of
come in.
developers right now.
Introducing our real-life XP Boost, the Alienware Power Boost benefit. Scan our QR code or visit the site below to see how Alienware is undeniably stepping up the game.
Islands of Insight.
In Islands of Insight, you awaken on a floating island as a seeker. Your goal is to explore a
Remember Legend of the
fantasy
Seeker?
realm of ancient
Before
wonders
Game
and
of Thrones,
natural
it was Legend
beauty.
of the Seeker.
Solve its
And
mysterious
they cancelled after
puzzles
2 seasons, and then
and
Game of
unveil
Thrones
the
just took over.
secrets of the islands.
I loved Legend of the Seeker.
We designed the world to be brimming with thousands of handcrafted puzzles, each of them carefully placed
I should
throughout
rewatch
the
Legends of
landscape.
the Seeker.
You might start off solving logic puzzles and then decide to search for hidden objects or go find some perspective or memory puzzles
So
to
many
take on.
good shows. I love TV
Designed by
shows,
some
man.
of the best minds in puzzle design, our puzzles vary in difficulty and are thoughtfully crafted to be relaxing, challenging, and satisfying to solve for newcomers and seasoned puzzle fans. There is no linear path in Islands of Insight. You choose where to go, which puzzles to solve, and in what order, all at your own pace. You can solve puzzle quests to unlock new areas in the campaign, or explore the main island, an expansive open world where most of the puzzles and
My
secrets
top
are
5
found.
TV shows.
Wander around the sublime
Depends.
landscapes on foot, or glide above
Because I
them.
like to separate like
Our shared
sitcoms
world
from like
allows for
dramas.
seamless
'Cause it's like
interactions
two
and
different
collaboration
things.
between players.
Like trying to rank the sitcoms
You
next to
can
the dramas
interact with
feels
others
wrong
for a bit of
in a
guidance,
sense.
or you can play
Because a
entirely
sitcom
on your own.
it's not as big budget. It just
This
has to
is
make you
your
laugh.
adventure.
It has to be rewatchable.
In today's
Whereas a
fast-paced
drama is its
world,
own thing.
we hope Islands of Insight delivers a sublime escape for players looking to unwind. If you
Right
want
now,
to
you've been
discover
watching a lot of
more,
older
play our
movies. We
demo
appreciate how
today
dense a
on
movie
our
can be,
Steam
visual
page.
effects and story beats. Yeah, I definitely like to go back sometimes, just watch something old, whether it's like 90s or before that, before I was born. It gives you a whole
In
different
1999,
perspective.
Homeworld brought RTS space combat fully into 3 dimensions.
Dramas alone,
now,
top
20
5.
years after Homeworld 2,
Oh, okay,
it's
dramas
a very
alone.
different world for real-time strategy.
Sopranos,
and an excellent time for a
1.
comeback. From Blackbird Interactive,
Breaking
this
Bad
is
probably
Homeworld
after
3.
that, so 2. The Wire, 3. Probably after that, like Better Call
Number
Saul.
8, Homeworld 3.
What else? What are the other big ones I'm missing?
First batch of bombers rolling
I said
off
The
the line.
Sopranos, right? I said The Sopranos, I said The Wire. I said Breaking Bad, I said Better Call Saul. Let me look at the list. I'm missing something.
Homeworld 3 is a 3D strategy game set in space. It's incredibly cinematically compelling.
When we were first starting up on Homeworld 3, we were thinking, what are some of the coolest spectacles you can think of
Something that's in my head
that you would want to
coming out.
play in or around?
In essence, Homeworld 3 was really our original dream
Lost,
of Homeworld 2.
Dexter.
The problem was, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the vision for Homeworld 3 was utterly impossible to make.
Massive coronal sun injections, massive
The
battles
Last
in
of Us is actually
asteroid
pretty good, though,
fields.
to be fair. Massive environments with these giant megaliths, you know, like
Shameless!
gigantic
Shameless!
Death
That's what I was
Star-sized
looking for.
things
Shameless.
that would create an
God,
interesting
it was stuck. I was
landscape
like,
for the player
God,
to
this-
move their
oh, I'm
units
missing
through.
something.
We had to wait 20
So that's it.
years
Sopranos,
before we could do that.
Breaking Bad, The
Anyone
Wire,
who's
Better Call
interested
Saul,
in
Shameless. That's my
strategy
top
or
5.
strategy-like games. We want to immerse basically anyone who loves science fiction.
You're missing
For us, Homeworld 3 is a love letter to the fans of the franchise that have been with us over the last 20, 22 years. And with Homeworld 3, we want to
You
just
go through phases
continue
of different 90s
that
sitcoms
amazing
to tune into
feeling
and
that
even
you got
put
from playing
titles on the
Homeworld
show.
1 back in the day.
I mean, 90s
and
sitcoms hit
give
different.
that
They got
to
their
you
own
again.
swag to them. You could just tell when
You
it's a
can play
90s
Homeworld 3
sitcom.
at the pace that you want to play. Tactical pause are going to allow you to actually just
Better
pause
Call
the
Saul
game
finale was-
100%.
no,
We have
the
a
finale was
classic
not
controls,
awful.
which you'll know and love from Homeworld 2, and then we
I mean, it
have
wasn't as
our
good as the
modern
Breaking
control
Bad
scheme.
finale, but it
And that
wasn't
one is
awful.
built around FPS controls that you know and love from the games that you've played before. So MOBA players,
My best
RTS players
sponsor was
from other
RPG
games will be able to quickly
installed it at that
understand,
time
okay,
as
if I want to
speed.
go somewhere, I just click on this element here.
What is the best
Cinematic
sponsor
combat
ever
is
done?
such a huge pillar to the franchise. We want you to be able to
That's
get
a
in
good
there,
question.
find the coolest camera angle, and enjoy the spectacle.
Let me
For
look at my
anybody
sponsors
who's never
folder,
played a
see
Homeworld
what's in
game,
here.
they'll be able to get right into the action.
We wanted choke points. We wanted interesting strategic
Out of
decision
everything
making
that
for the
I've
player.
When
a sponsorship
engaging in
for?
combat, terrain
What do
will
I use
actually
the
matter.
most?
We have tunnels where you can actually take
Parallels.
your fighters
I
and
use
frigates
parallels a
through
lot.
those things, and that will actually remove
Yeah, I
you
use
from the
parallels a
enemy
lot. I use
sensors. You
Ugreen
can
as
ambush
well. I
them.
buy
You can
Ugreen
actually use a
products.
larger ship to
My
take
Ethernet
fire
cables are
for
Ugreen.
another ship.
So in Homeworld 3, we focused a lot on what wasn't
Those are the
already
things I use the
available
most out
for
of
us
everything
within
that's
Unreal.
sponsored
We
ever.
wanted to figure out
Is
the
parallels,
more distinct
Ugreen,
views that the game would have that separate
Upper
Homeworld
GX,
from
I
any
use
other
that.
game, which is
Although I tend to
mostly
use
the
regular
skybox and the
Umbrella,
lighting
actually.
to give that feel of being in space. When you go into
I use all the
another ship,
browsers, honestly. I use
understands
Chrome.
how
Right now I'm
much
using
coverage
both
it has
Chrome and
from that,
Firefox.
which will affect
Like,
the
you guys
concept
can
of
see
fog
Chrome,
war in the game. We knew
but
that
then
we
my
wanted
stream chat is
consistent
actually
damage
running
on
on
the ships,
Firefox.
and so then we focused on what that system would be like.
You'll see the history of your battles as you go through the whole campaign. Please wishlist and pre-order the game. We're super excited to have you.
Saul turned himself in, was out of character, and he was afraid of Walt and told Walt to turn himself in or quit multiple times. Walt told him to stay in. But if he told Walt to turn himself in, why are you saying it's out of character for him to turn himself in? What was the cookie sponsor?
Was greeted by short-sighted
I think that was Sakurako and Tokyo Treat. They had those. You talk about the Asian snacks. Yeah, they had some good snacks. I'm not gonna lie. But right now it's been kind of dry for sponsors. I'm not gonna lie. They kind of come in waves.
the saint, reincarnate as fit and proper, but never aware, dictated from beyond by blessed ignorance and idle hands. Uji's solidarity, like a utopian.
Did they show Penny yet? Nah, they haven't shown it yet. Unless I was staring at chat and didn't see it. Your dad stopped watching Breaking Bad when they melted that. Which guy did they melt? I'm trying to remember. It's dead. It's been a while since I watched the whole of Breaking Bad. Given that I watched it 2013. Although I did rewatch parts of season 1 like earlier this year, just for fun on Netflix. So I don't remember who got melted.
Blessed is she.
But the worst part of Breaking Bad was probably the first half of season 5. That was when it got a little bit stale. But then the second half of season 5, they picked up everything so much. So if I was ranking, season 5 part 1 was the weakest part of the show.
Perhaps you've heard of an obscure little indie game called Stardew Valley? Or maybe the hundreds of cozy life sims it inspired. Whilst its imitators are busy trying to rebottle the farm life lightning, Stardew's solo dev is leaving the barnyard behind. From two editors at PC Gamer, Lauren Morton and Molly Taylor, let's hear more about this highly anticipated follow-up.
Number 7.
Now watch the most
Haunted
intense and gory
Chocolatier.
Hollywood dramas as soon as his English is out.
Molly, you and I end up talking about cozy games.
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
PC
Breaking
Gamer
Bad wasn't
Catalog
even, like,
podcast quite a
gory.
bit,
Like,
which is
if
why
you
it's
want
so
gory, you
exciting
gotta watch,
that
like,
its
The
creator,
Boys.
Eric Baroni, is
That
currently
was-
working on his
that
next
was
game,
definitely
Haunted
gory.
Chocolatier, where instead of us being on a farm, we're like running a chocolate shop instead, which sounds super exciting. We haven't seen a whole lot about Haunted Chocolatier yet. We've seen a brief trailer and we've seen some screenshots. We've seen like boss battles potentially. We've seen a bit of the new cozy town. We've seen some expanded combat over the Stardew Valley formula. So we're definitely anticipating hearing more about it as it continues development. So I'm really excited to see how Baroni is going to take that formula and evolve on it. And I have
He
a
hates
pretty good
any
feeling that
mess
Haunted
in
Chocolatier
sitcoms
is going
too,
to be
so when
setting
I
the
watch Drake
standards
and
for
Josh,
cozy
you can
games for
generally get-
years to come.
What do you mean mess? Like a mess in a room? Or what? Like...
Assistance
What's up,
required
Yui?
on the corner of 5th and 24th Street. A gas station has exploded and we require immediate medical attention.
Received loud and clear. We're on our way. ETA approximately 5 minutes.
The Boys, you feel like is unnecessary with the gore and R-rated stuff. Sometimes it feels like they do it just because they can. Well, I mean, I get what you mean, because sometimes I feel that way too, but I feel like it's like Mortal Kombat. It's like, some people just really like that shit, so they put it everywhere. Me personally, I don't watch for the gore. You know, sometimes it gets too much. But the show is solid.
The crusade is about to overwhelm us.
Like the scene in episode 1 when Mega
The
makes their food
crusade
too
is
hot
on
and they
the
start
rise.
drinking water.
I have to warn
I mean,
everybody.
I guess that was a little bit messy.
We
But it's
must
not
keep
like
them from
Keenan and
reaching the
Kel.
enclave at all costs.
Remember that one episode of Keenan and Kel with the sweater? Like, that shit was a mess.
Lorelei, it's been an honor fighting by your side.
Likewise, my friend. But we'll make it out of here. That's a promise.
Some girls just for look how edgy our show is. Come on, kids, this is cool. And 13-year-olds just say, oh, this is hard, not some pussy shit. Oh, God.
Fate brought us here. We did not come by choice. The silence that devoured my home. Please, guiding star, send me a sign.
Queen Lorelei of Erengard. They call me Murder. The bird will guide you to my side when the time comes.
The crusade brings you a better future.
The way people compare media like it's a lifestyle is crazy. I feel like certain shows instead of what everyone else watches, they think it's bad. Well, I mean, what you watch is kind of used to shape who you are, because what you like to watch kind of represents your personality, right? Obviously, one show in isolation is not enough to judge someone's personality, but like, if you look at your favorite shows of all time, your favorite movies, and your favorite music,
A vibrant blend of
it does give an
management
idea
and
of who you are.
RTS battles, Songs of Silence releases in spring 2024. Next
But
up
sometimes
on
people
Most
watch
Wanted
things that are
Highway,
different
a
from what
game
they
that
usually
knows
like.
Nothing beats a road trip.
Like, I watched
Just
The Lion
you,
Game,
your car,
but it's not
the
usually
open
something
road,
I would watch.
And the interdimensional horrors bubbling forth from reality's cosmic wounds.
Man, that Death Grip game, I'm still thinking about. That looks kind of flames.
Number
That F-Zero,
6,
aggressive
Pacific
F-Zero
Drive.
game. Man, I need to try that.
The Olympic Peninsula, the crown jewel of the Pacific Northwest. Its unmatched views and quiet solitude offer everything you need in the most beautiful place on Earth.
There is no cause for
Friends and
alarm.
Freshmen, the only
Take
shows you go back
shelter
to.
in the
Full House could be
closest
the other
pocket of
nostalgia too.
stability in your
I'm not really
area.
nostalgic for Full House, but I've watched a few episodes.
Thoughts or memories of home.
I feel like some people hate popular media just to act different and not because they really have bad criticism.
Strange accidents.
It's funny because you're saying that, but like, it was way worse in like the 90s and like early 2000s. People were so judgmental on what you watch.
In the attempt and abject
Like back in the 90s, like if you were a dude, you couldn't even be like, I listen to Britney Spears. Like people will judge you so hard. Whereas now, people don't seem to care like they used to. Back then, it was a big deal. Like you listen to Britney in private. Like if you were grown, like if you were a teenager in the 90s, like you know, and a dude playing Britney, like it was, you know. But we all knew you were listening because it was a hit song. We all knew you were listening to Backstreet Boys. You know, you were listening, but like you had to be like, no, I don't listen to that shit. You know. Say comes through your secondary school life, you watch a TV show every year. You're not much of a binger, but actually take your year. I'm definitely a binger. When I first binge watched Friends, there was one season I watched in a day. 24 episodes. They're like, what, 25 minutes each? So that's like under 12 hours. There was like one day where I binged a whole season of Friends. Like, I was going ham. I'm a binger for sure. That song's kind of fire though. Mortal Crux.
I just love that we're seeing smaller studios take a swing at Souls-like gameplay. Mortal Crux is coming soon to early access. Coming up, we're nearly at the top of our list. It's time for a second helping of Helldivers as the most wanted countdown continues.
Number 5, Helldivers 2. If there's one thing we value, it's interstellar combat with giant acid-belching insects, or as the fine soldiers of Super Earth call it,
Giant
democracy.
insects?
Now shooting in third person, the Helldivers redeploy for co-op, and our panel of experts can't wait to
It's
enlist.
kind of depressing knowing that there's so many games that you won't be able to finish. There's so many games that you want to play that are just like require way too many hours. Just like, when am I gonna get the time to do all that? and still
Helldivers
live
2
life?
arrives on PC for some co-op Starship trooping on February 8, 2024. Now, we turn to the unholy rebirth of a 2009 strategy cult classic. When Hell's Throne sits empty, its greatest devils march to war in this stylishly sinister game of ungodly grand strategy. Here's the latest trailer for Solium Infernum.
Set in the bureaucratic nightmare of hell, Solium Infernum is a political strategy game like no other. The Prince of Darkness has vanished, and to ascend to the Dark Throne as ruler of hell, you must prove to the infernal conclave that you are the most powerful archfiend of all. Equip powerful relics and cast rituals that can turn the tide of battle. Command legions, summon colossal titans, bribe minions, and attempt to outbid
One of your friends didn't want to play Lethal Company because he was scared of the big spiders.
Hell's blind.
I mean, I don't see why I should be fighting big insects in the game
best
anyway.
learn the rules of hell
If I don't like
fast,
insects, why
and
am I
how to
fighting them in the game?
Archfiend. For it is malice and
Why would we want to
malevolence that
imagine a
lead
reality
favor
where
hell.
insects are large? Even at
Insult
their
and
little
extort
tiny
your
size,
enemies,
people are
goading
terrified.
them into open warfare. Or worse, humiliation. Scheme in your sleep with asynchronous multiplayer, investing just a moment each day in games that can last for weeks. There are no loyalties here in the Abyss, and betrayal is the name of the game. Solium Infernum isn't called a friendship destruction simulator for nothing. Better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
Valentine's Day, that's the day you decided to release Solium Infernum.
History is defined by moments when its greatest himbos collide. In January, the world will stand witness as Yakuza's very best boys unite for an ocean-spanning RPG adventure, and probably like some mahjong. Like a Dragon earned high marks from our
Big
voting
saving
crew.
penny for number
Let's
one.
see what Sega's got cooking.
Sega? Well, that's not coming.
Number 4, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Lately, our old friend, the Seiryu clan's been acting mighty suspicious.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Kasuga-san. I'm sending you to Hawaii. There's someone there who wants to meet you. It's your mother, Akane-san.
What the hell's going on?
I haven't seen a trailer for the Naked Dude.
Kiryu-san?
High time you met the head of the Barracudas. Name's Dwight.
Barracudas are after me. Akane-san. They're after her too, you know.
You seen this?
This is someone else, Yanja.
You trying to tell me there are Yakuza in Hawaii?
The head of Kazuma Kiryu. What better trophy than the head of a dragon?
I really, really need your help, like, right now. I'd take a bullet for a bud any day.
You hate the new Sega Star Wars song, you missed the one from the 2000s.
You can always turn a new leaf.
I love the 2000s
but you
one.
can't turn
But
back
I think
the
it should
clock.
stay in this era because
All you get
it makes it even
is
more
the precious
nostalgic when I
time
hear
you're
it now.
given. You ready for this, Kasuga? Let's do this.
I'm barely waiting, I'm so far now. Did they
You
just
haven't
drop one of
missed
these
your
games
chance at our
recently?
gaming PC giveaway. Follow the QR code on screen now and complete our viewership survey. Once you're done, you'll be in the running to win a custom AC Mirage PC created by the talented guys at Blue Horse Studios and boasting a Core i9-14900K CPU from the show's presenting sponsor, Intel. Hell yeah, free computers. We're just a few games away from the #1 game in our countdown and from showing you some exclusive gameplay footage I think you're going to like. But first, here's another game from our wishlist, Crown Wars: The Black Prince.
Crown Wars: The Black Prince.
Your great passion. How appropriate.
It's supposed to be DLC for this game, but they made it separate. Ah, so you double dip. Buy it twice. I see you.
We will be here after your empires. We are domination. We are power beyond imagination. We are blood, death, multitude. We are the terror that whispers in the dark. We are the chaos in all things and the order within chaos.
Many things, but we have hope.
Manage your forces for medieval tactics in Crown Wars: The Black Prince, coming March 2024. Sometimes PC gaming gives us games that empower us to make games. Our next studio visit is with the group behind Everywhere, an ambitious creation platform currently in development. Let's hear a little more about the big vision behind Everywhere.
The game is called Everywhere. Ugh. They actually pumped out this much mid in the 2002, but they weren't all marketed this much, so just didn't know. I mean, you're right. There's mid in every decade. Didn't gaming almost die in the 80s and then Nintendo came and saved it anyway? There's always going to be mid games.
Hopefully inspire the next generation of games creators and world builders. Hi, my name is Leslie Benaziz. I am the game director of Everywhere and Mind's Eye.
Leslie, a dude?
Build a Rocket Boy. Everywhere is a place where players can tell their stories, where they can build their own world. There's shooting elements, there's driving elements, there's puzzles. Players can build UGC, take part in many different experiences, and they also play a AAA game called Mind's Eye. Tools, which we call Arcadia, they're
this is like the Dreams game.
Everywhere, so you
don't just make your own shit kind of thing.
To trigger them. We built the platform with UGC in mind, so it's inherent to the games.
Arcadia, I think, is a really wonderful suite of creation tools that we're using internally to build content within the platform. I think that's really important. If you're using one set of tools and then giving a lesser subset of that to players, they immediately realise the limitations of the toolset they've been given, whereas we want everything that players play within Everywhere to serve as inspiration because they have the same tools that we use to build that experience.
So you could look at Utopia as the hub where you socialise. It's where you come into the games, meet up with your friends before you decide to go play the entertainment that you and your posse will like to.
This place that you arrive in within
the British people saying posse.
It's like the launchpad, jump into any other type of
You and your
experience.
posse.
Go and explore the open world of the biomes surrounding you.
Wasn't it the same?
You jump into the district buildings that curate specific types of
It's
content.
like awesome.
Or you can jump
It's
into
just one of those
anything
words
you
that
want
sounds
to.
better
There are
when Americans
portals,
say it.
or if you invite some other players. But essentially that's the kind of foundation that you use to kind of experience all these other interesting kind of facets and gameplay experiences.
The progression system of the game, the actual gameplay of Everywhere sits within the biomes, and then you've got these abstracted other areas which we call arcs, and they're pieces of UGC content that we build and our players will build, and they're held separately from the main world.
They're connected by virtue of the fact they're all part of this one ever-evolving, ever-changing world called Everywhere, and they're all connected, so using the same character and the same data to kind of traverse these different experiences, but they're not causally related or narratively related. You know, we intentionally take a very light touch with the narrative within the game because we want this to be a world where players have agency and they have freedom to infer their own stories.
It's kind of crazy how limited card races we have
know
on
what they're going to
PC.
do with it, and we really want to earnestly
Like,
kind of move
real
forward with
talk,
them
like
and help
Nintendo
them
knows
build
this.
world with us. If you were kind of able to take
If they
part
made
in
Mario
shared
Kart
reality with
multiplayer,
other players
oh, the
of
sales
all
would be
different types,
crazy.
who had all different types of backgrounds,
Oh, it'd be
experiences, and wants
insane,
and
man.
needs, but they're all being fulfilled by the creative
Multiplayer
potential of
and then the
one particular
online is
platform. I think
cross-platform.
that'd be a really exciting place to be.
I mean, Mario Kart 8 is already selling crazy numbers, but if they did that, oh my,
Purpose
it would
of
be
our alpha
huge.
test, it's more of an infrastructure test.
Mario
The
Kart
first
would
people
become
moving
like
into this world are going to
bigger
be able
than
to
like
check out
Fortnite.
systems,
Like,
allow
it'll
us
be
to do a lot
crazy.
of kind of testing of the back ends, all that kind of stuff. But they're also going to be kind of the entry really explore.
might
It's the
rival
first of this
Minecraft
brand
for
new
GTA
horizon.
numbers.
The first people to experience a tool.
Yeah,
to
like,
build
it's-
some really cool content with them. We're keen for everybody to get
Like,
involved.
if they
You know,
made a
like I said, this is
multiplayer,
game
it would be
that's been built
crazy.
from the very beginning. with
PS5.
people like you sat at home watching this video right now in
Like,
mind.
you could play Mario Kart on
I implore
PS4.
you, please come to everywhere.games.
There's a lot of people that they don't be playing Nintendo games, but when they come to your house and you got the Switch, they'll play Mario Kart.
Time for a new world.
Like,
Let's build
everyone
it
would cop it eventually.
together.
Make it free, and then what? Charge for cosmetics? If they make it free, then like
We're closing in.
I don't
on
know how that would
one.
even work.
But first, the follow-up to a roguelike with fittingly mythical acclaim.
Because they can't charge for the tracks if you're gonna see the tracks online anyway.
Number 3, Hades 2. After 3
I mean,
years
Mario
and
Kart Tour had
many deaths,
crazy,
still can't get enough Hades.
crazy players.
And apparently
Like,
neither can its developers.
I'm checking on the Android store now, not even App Store, not even Apple, just Android. It says Mario Kart Tour's been downloaded over 100 million times, and that's free on the phone. That doesn't include iPhone, this is just Android. 100 million plus, which means anything over 100 million but below like 500 million is probably what it is. That's why they kept putting content in it, because of the microtransactions. They were making so much money. They just took all that content and put a few of it and a bit of it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as DLC. Is this Penny? Yep. They got animation. Alright. Riding the yo-yo. Sailor Sheila. Mr. Q. Mr. needs some shoes. The Taboo Artist. Are these playable characters or just like characters? Judge Rufus. Emperor Eddie. Probably a boss. Yeah, the yo-yo shortcuts are gonna go crazy though. Alright, not much gameplay. Not much gameplay. It was like a few seconds of gameplay.
We don't think of the PC as the birthplace of platformers, but we continue to see outstanding 2D and 3D platformers release each year. Nice. Okay, Elden Ringers. However many boss kills you've got under your belt, the greatest test for every Tarnished is, well, it's Millennia. The second greatest test is patience. And by God, FromSoft, haven't we been tested enough?
When it comes to free
Torrent
services, you
needs
gotta follow the
exercise.
1% rule for
As we
MTX
scratch at the
additional
locked door of the
packages.
lands between for details,
1% on
let's
likely
hear
to put
from
money
some
into
of our
use, so
voters
100
about
million
what they're
installations
expecting from
is
this
insane.
expansion.
That's 1 million people spending.
Number 2, Elden Ring.
But I feel like if Mario
Shadow
Kart was
of
free,
the
they'd push the
Erd Tree.
microtransactions a bit too much.
I'm extremely excited about the Elden Ring DLC Shadow of
But I
the
mean,
Erd
like,
Tree.
if the
Personally,
cosmetics
I'm
were
hoping that they will
crazy,
introduce a new vast
then
area to
maybe
explore that
they
gives
could
you
put up
that
a free
same
Mario
magical
Kart,
feeling as exploring
like Mario Kart
Limbo
8
for
level.
the first time. Just something new and exciting around every corner, pretty much. In terms of boss fights, I'm hoping there will be bosses that are even harder than
Because
the
you
base
can't
game.
break the game. You can't be
If we
like
go
pay
back to
money to
previous
get more red
FromSoftware
shells
games,
or pay money to
typically
get
we've seen
better
the
power
best
ups when you're in
and the
first
hardest
place.
bosses
Then you've
are in
broken the whole
DLCs.
game.
Some
So it can
examples
only
would
be cosmetic, right?
Deer, Gale, Orphan of Cos, Sister Fried, Manus, I would definitely say. It would be thrilling to see if they could come up with a boss that's even more difficult than Millennia.
Maybe they just keep adding characters to
I think
it.
we'll get a greater understanding.
Bring characters
into
from other
Millennia's
franchises,
brother
and then you pay
Nicola,
separate for
which has
those
been
because you know
very
those
much
rights holders need to get
hinted
paid.
and talked about in the main game.
Right, if you put Ezio in Mario Kart, then
all,
Ubisoft gets
they
paid,
can't
so
release
you
this
pay for the
DLC soon
DLC separately.
One final RPG featured in our show today is the return of a true cult classic. We saw this studio right at the beginning of the show with horror game Still Wakes the Deep, but they're also working on the second coming of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Tell me, Willem, what rumors have you heard about me?
That you were there in Cairo. They called you the Slayer.
And what will I be to you, Willem? And to this lonely, forgotten warehouse?
Man, I just had a thought about Prince of Persia and how we need a 3D Prince of Persia game to come back. But we ain't getting one.
Exactly what he said you'd be. I guess that makes it easier.
Makes what easier?
What happens next?
Penny was a disappointment. I mean, the trailer didn't show much gameplay. That being said, the game itself is still looking good.
Before we find out which game tops our most
From the
wanted
previous
list,
gameplay we
let's
saw.
recap
But
the
this
top
trailer
25 so far.
wasn't really showing gameplay.
Still Wakes the Deep. Sword of the Sea. Holston.
The
Persona
2D Prince of
3
Persia looks good,
Reload.
but I always thought 3D
How
Prince of
hard.
Persia was better.
Star Wars
But I still love
Outlaws.
2D Prince of Persia. I'm just saying, like,
Skate Story.
Skate
Menace.
Story. Did I miss that?
Avowed.
Hold on.
Dragon's Dogma 2. Frostpunk 2.
I wasn't paying attention to that
Gloomwood.
one.
Grand Theft Auto 6. Tekken 8. Hollow Knight Silk Song. Marathon. Path of Exile 2. Homeworld 3. Haunted Chocolatier. Pacific Drive. Helldivers
Yeah, the 2D
2.
Prince of Persia is coming out
Like a
early
Dragon,
2024, I
Infinite
believe.
Wealth.
So that's coming out.
Hades 2.
It's the Prince of Persia 3D remake,
Elden Ring,
the Sands of Time
Shadow
remake.
Of the Erd Tree.
It's that's been put in development hell, basically. They claim they're still doing
We've
it,
ranked
but
24 of our
They're not
25
serious.
most wanted games, each capturing a different piece of our fascinations. We've had meditative sword surfing, demonic skateboarding, eldritch road tripping, whether it's the three-dimensional space strategy of Homeworld 3 or the ever-expanding universe of build crafting and Path of Exile 2, the most wanted represents the games we can't help but hunger for. But for our panel of experts, one game more than any other had a clear hold on our hopes. This game received the highest voting total from our panel of critics, developers, and content creators. It's the long-awaited return of a series that found wonder in jammed
how was
firearms,
GTA 6 not
crackling
first on this
Geiger
list of
counters,
most wanted
striking
games?
a balance between lethal tension and dystopic
I mean, what
beauty
else are you
that's
gonna put
never
about
quite
GTA 6?
matched. But also, this game is a testament to developer fortitude. This is a project that's weathered wartime, including office relocations and most recently, a severe studio fire. Here is our most wanted game.
Number 1. Stalker 2. Heart of Cornoble.
This is
Hello,
over GTA
everyone.
6.
I'm Yevgen, the CEO of G-Sigen World and the game director of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Recording this video feels almost surreal as I accept the award for the most anticipated PC
Was
game.
no one expecting to show up here?
Being here proves
Well,
that
yeah, but they said
several
the games that they
elements
most wanted.
much larger
They
than
wanted the
myself
games the
aligned
most,
for
right?
this moment to happen. Firstly,
But yeah, I
it's
guess
about
Rockstar
you,
wouldn't give them no
our fans.
no news. They're like,
Many
we're not gonna
years
put you
ago,
up first on
when
all
the
this.
journey we had
We'll put
planned
someone who will actually
concluded,
give us content.
You refused
you
to
know?
leave the zone. You enriched it with stories, love, and life, ensuring that legacy continues through the years.
Don't let me into my
You've
zone.
shown us
Don't
that there
let
are
me
still
into my
goals to
zone.
achieve and stories to tell.
These other
Your
niggas is
passion
lying.
has guided us throughout the journey, and I can never
I need
express
to
enough
download that
gratitude
Death
for
Grip
that.
demo to my Steam Deck.
I consider this award a symbol of your unbreakable
I need
trust.
to try that shit.
Secondly, it's about the journey itself. This path was extraordinary, marked by dedication, passion, and commitment from everyone involved to deliver an unforgettable experience. I feel blessed to lead a team like this, and I dedicate this award to those talented individuals. Stalker 2 stands as the biggest.
I just reminded myself of how beautiful the OLED screen is.
It was ambitious from the
because I
beginning,
forgot because I was
but
using my
evolved into
monitor,
an
which isn't
ultimate
as
challenge.
nice.
It holds
So I just turned on the OLED screen, just reminded
and a
myself
deeply
that
personal connection for us.
it's a beautiful panel.
Crafted amidst the most stressful conditions imaginable, including
Seriously,
the
man, the
pandemic,
OLED screen
war,
is just
relocation,
shit.
cyber attacks, life threats,
Amazing.
and more. Additionally, it's about the legacy. Stalker began as a PC franchise and has always been loyal to the PC community. Receiving this award at the PC Gaming Show feels like a
Raptors
confirmation
basically just
that
gained
we will
Drake this year.
remain true to our vision and roots.
Nothing new really dropped.
This holds extra significance.
Well, just because nothing new dropped doesn't mean that
I
should be
understand that discussing
the same
somber
things on your
topics
rap. You
during
could
a
listen to a
gaming
bunch of
show
old music
might
that will
not be
show up.
ideal,
I had
but I'll
Jay-Z
take
in
this
my top
opportunity to
5
address
rap.
the situation in
He
my
hasn't dropped
homeland.
anything.
The war still goes on in Ukraine. Those currently fighting on the front lines, including GC employees, are real heroes. Not all of them were trained for this, they simply couldn't turn away. Stalker 2 was important for us even before the war, but now it stands as a national product, aiming to convey Ukraine's unbreakable spirit to the world.
This is a lot of talking. Where's the
Today,
gameplay,
we
man? What's
celebrate
going on?
Our victory here,
What is
while
going on?
simultaneously
This is what you
striving
put at
for
first?
our homeland's
You're gonna put them at
ultimate
first, they're
dream
not
in the
gonna show
future.
us the game? What is all
I am
this?
overwhelmed with the joy to recognize that Stalker 2 entered the final phase of development. Fellow Stalkers will soon reunite in the zone once again. Thank you all for this award. I assure you, it holds far more meaning than I can express
Yeah,
in a foreign
Carti
language.
as your most listened to artist 3 is in a
Now,
row.
I want to show you the
That's
story
wild,
trailer
man. I'm not
we
gonna
have
lie.
prepared for this occasion.
I enjoy the
Please
occasional
enjoy.
Carti, but like, I don't know, man. Apparently the Sands of Time remake was started again from scratch 6 months ago into the conception phase. Yeah, they posted the other day. We have hit an important milestone in development. And development is still moving in conception or something, and development is running along smooth. They're just saying bullshit.
Remember?
The game should have been out by now.
Decided to play soldier with me. Dimitri and I were just discussing a certain puzzle we found in the zone, but we can't quite seem to get all the pieces to fit. Maybe you can figure it out.
It reminded me that we used to be puppets. I took just one.
It's literally a remake of a PS2 game, and they've fobbed it off for so long. Because Ubi shit knows that Prince of Persia won't make as much money as Assassin's Creed, so they can churn out 3 Assassin's Creeds in the time it takes for them to not release one Prince of Persia.
That was the day the sea fields were turned off. Suddenly, the voice of Monolith was gone. I felt
The
as
visuals
if
on
I
the
was
first trailer were
awakening from a
horrible.
years-long coma.
Well, we saw screenshots of like the development post the trailer, and it looked better.
We saw the body of an
And I still don't think it should have taken them this long to drop the game, even from that point. They had a working game, they just had to touch it up. What's really happening is they don't value Prince of Persia as much as things like AC. So they're just wasting their time. Really, they just want to cancel the game. They probably got 2 employees working on it on the side, in between Assassin's Creed.
Unlike you.
I work on Assassin's Creed 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 5:15, maybe edit a few lines of code on a Prince of Persia game. Think of it that way. Assassin's Creed funds Prince of Persia's. Well, it's not funding Prince of Persia because it's not coming out, so it's not funding anything. If they can't dedicate a team to it, like, I don't really care. Like, Crash Bandicoot is getting games still, even though Call of Duty exists. Crash is still getting games from Activision.
And thanks as well to our sponsors at Intel for
Like,
helping us put on this broadcast.
If they can't find the resources to make the game that they announced, then don't announce it.
Steam page at PCGamer.com.
Don't give us hope.
The most wanted list will continue in 2024. The overflowing bounty of PC gaming does not quit, and neither will our judges. But before then, we'll see you back here in June 2024 when the PC Gaming Show returns. if I can find my way out of this bunker. They've locked me in and I think they're about to turn the lights out. Thank you again for watching.
Well, that's that. This beat kind of decent. You missed GTA 6? Oh yeah, they showed the trailer when I wasn't looking. My bad. I don't think the event was that bad. I saw a decent amount of games that I want to check out, so more than I actually expected. So I'm actually happy about that. That Death Grip demo, I'm gonna try that out on my Steam Deck. It's downloading now, actually. They barely show a gameplay though, for real. Oh. I haven't posted here in ages, man. God. But yeah, quite a few games I gotta check out. Let me see. Skate Story is one I put down. Death Grip. This is Hollow Knight. That wasn't in the event, but I put that down because I need to check that out at some point. Sands of Aura. Sword of the Sea. A few things. But yeah. Decent event. Could have been a lot worse. But I think that's the last event until, of course, the infamous the Game Awards next week. That's gonna be peak. This is how you know Dream Team is gonna be good. They show gameplay off the bat. Yeah, I mean, it's only Sonic Team that has a boner for not showing gameplay. They love the mystery, because if they reveal the truth is usually mid. Mystery has a chance of not being mid. I'm looking forward to Dream Team. I mean, I don't know how the physics are gonna be, but aside from that, it looks solid. I mean, I don't like the classic Bandits being in a 3D Sonic game. I've never liked that. But at least there's egg pawns, I guess. Although now they're trying to turn egg pawns into classic enemies. Since Lost World, they've been trying to like babyfy them a little bit. I don't know. Remove their grit. Fidel played it? Man, they get early access on everything. Man, are you serious? Can I get anything early now? They blackballed your boy. Blackballed your boy. Man. I mean, I know I critique the franchise, but like, man. Anyway, that's what I get, right? That's what I get. It's cool. I'll wait till the 5th, like the regular people. You know, they don't like your boy. Anyway. We'll play it on the 5th. It's only 5 days away. And if it drops at midnight, it's not even 5 days. If it drops at midnight, it's like 4 days and some hours. You gotta call this ultimate code and call it mid the entire time. But that was Color's Ultimate. I had to call it mid. Like, that was warranted. Like, you can't blame me for that. Didn't even do a good job of remastering the game. Like, at least if it was a good remaster, I'd be like, okay, the base game is mid, but at least the remaster was well done. But, like, they couldn't even do that. Am I planning on streaming on Kick? Well, I said if I got, was it 75 followers or 90 followers, then I'll stream on Kick, but I don't think people want to follow me on Kick, so I don't know if that's happening. Because until I get that amount of followers, I can't get an affiliate. I can't be affiliated, so. Let me give you a code for a game you don't even like and you still hating it? Yeah, I mean, I don't like that policy though, only giving codes if they know it'll be positive. Well, they're a company, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do, right? At the end of the day, why would you give early access to someone who's not gonna like the product? Although with Dream Team, I've said mainly good things about it, but I mean, the reputation is tainted now. The reputation of PREMulous the Remsen is that he is a negative Nancy, therefore why would they send him anything early? You know? It is what it is, man. Even Dashi wasn't getting early access to Nintendo games. Like Nintendo wasn't sending Dashi shit. Not because he was negative, but because he cursed too much. They didn't want to send him anything. They didn't want to align with him. It's like, but that man was like selling Mario Maker for you, basically. I mean, even Mario Kart at one point. Anyway. Decent event. You'll see me again when the Game Awards drop. I might play a game before the Game Awards starts. I don't know what game yet. Maybe Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, because I haven't played that yet. Unless I play that by myself on the Steam Deck OLED. I've said Steam Deck OLED like 50 times in the stream. Or I might finish Mario Wonder before the Game Awards. One of those two. Probably Mario Wonder, because I need to finish that, man. Seriously. When is the Game Awards? I think it's on the 7th. I have to check again. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell. More content coming soon to the channel. But it's your boy, PREMulous, Rem Gang. And I'm out.